Hi everybody, this is Dan Stolebarger. It's time for our weekly KFIR Middle East update. It's the week of December 23rd. Yeah, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, isn't it? So let me wish you a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and it just so happens this year that Hanukkah falls on Christmas Eve, and so you have the 8 days of Hanukkah that will overlap the Christmas season as well. But let's jump in right away to the issues of our day. The whole incident with the settlement in Amona seems to have taken care of itself. They've agreed to evacuate their homes instead of being forcibly ejected by the IDF, much like what took place at Gush Katif in Gaza. You know, there's some issues with Sweden and New Zealand, and really a movement that's just got the kibosh put upon it today in the UN, where there was going to be a resolution concerning the Israeli settlements. And big question, what would Obama do? Would we veto the UN Security Council as we've done in the past? Or would this be a time that Obama would, quote, want to try to stick it to Israel? Well, that whole incident has been delayed and postponed. On a positive note, a senior Israeli military officer said that the army believes that the chaos that's been created in the Middle East with this whole Syrian situation has weakened Israeli enemies, creating a very low probability of any kind of war in 2017. So this is a good time for me to encourage you all to go to Israel. Come with us. We got a great trip coming up. We call it Journey Through Israel, April 23rd. And it's followed by an experience that I know you will never forget. It's an extension to Poland. Auschwitz, Birkenau, Krakow, all of that information's on our website. So check that out at holygroundexplorations.com. And while you're there, remember, access the PDF PowerPoint that goes along with this presentation, because we always try to keep this under 10 minutes on the YouTube, and there's no way that I can ever get to everything that we've prepared for you. That's why we include it as a PDF for you all. David Friedman, the ambassador now to Israel, has made the statement that the Trump administration won't be telling Israel what policies to adopt. His words, he says that the incoming president, that being Trump, doesn't view Israel as a client state that you issue directives to, but as a key partner in a war against Islamic terrorism. So he wants Israel to be strong and as secure as possible. He also goes on to say that he does believe that the embassy will be moved from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. He says quite candidly he expects to work from Jerusalem, the eternal capital of Israel, right? So we'll have to wait and see regarding that. And regarding the moving of the embassy, you can imagine the angst that it's creating from the Palestinians. The leader, or the top negotiator for the Palestinians, Saeb Erat, warned on Monday, saying that if the U.S. embassy is moved to Jerusalem, that the PLO will revoke its recognition of Israel, that the prospect of a two-state solution will be over, and any hope of Israeli-Palestinian peace in the future will vanish. And he doesn't even stop there. He goes on to say, and by the way, all American embassies in the Arab world will be forced to close. Really? We'll still have to wait and see what takes place, but the people that I'm close to indicate that Trump is serious about moving the embassy to Jerusalem. So we'll have to, again, wait and see. And, you know, I want you to, again, I mentioned making sure that you get the PDF PowerPoint. I want you to see this picture. According to Friedman, Trump was dramatically influenced by a video that he saw that was a stage production that was put on by Hamas, a Hamas-affiliated school in Gaza, where half the kids were dressed up as Israeli soldiers and the other half were dressed up as shihads. And the kids playing the terrorists took their fake knives out and they stabbed all the Jews. And fake blood was poured out on the stage. And when all this took place, what happened? All the parents stood and applauded. Keep in mind, this was a first grade class. And as we've said all along, there'll never be any lasting, any real kind of peace in the Middle East until we deal with the brainwashing of children. And this has directly impacted Trump. The Obama Watch, I've already mentioned that the UN Security Council has postponed its vote concerning the Israeli settlements and how that would impact the BDS and all that sort of stuff. But it's still the question. Will Obama betray Israel during his last weeks in office? A Breitbart report says that he's on the war path against the Jewish state. Whether it be the BDS movement, the settlements, or whatever, we're going to have to still kind of tread water and wait and see what transpires. Now, Danny Danon is the ambassador from Israel to the UN, and I found this encouraging. Just yesterday, he wrote in the New York Times an op-ed article that basically says Israel's ready to reset its involvement with the UN. Once it's treated as an equal, Israel wants nothing more than to work together with the UN in terms of creating peace and security throughout the world. And so it's good to see, after all the resolutions that have been piled up against Israel, that they're still willing to reset, and just the capabilities of Israel. Most people don't know this, but whenever there's a world disaster anywhere, the first on site to alleviate hardship, pain, doctors on site, 95% of the time, that nation is Israel. Well, the Golan Heights, anyone that's been to the Golan knows what I'm about ready to say, the importance of the Golan Heights remaining in the hands of Israel. Israel is weighing or asking Trump to recognize the control of the Golan. A senior advisor to Netanyahu is urging him to take advantage of the upcoming meeting with Trump to seek formal recognition of Israel's sovereignty of the Golan Heights. He says it's very important for the U.S. to back a formal recognition of Israel's control of the Golan. This is Michael Orion. He goes on to say, if it weren't for Israel's presence, the Syrian war would be spilling over into Jordan. So Israel's presence in the Golan is indispensable for Middle East stability. And if you've been up there to Mount Bental with us, we always say the same thing. Take a look, and now you'll understand why Israel can never give the Golan back to Syria. Can you imagine? And then in the PDF that I've encouraged you to get, you'll always find quotables for the week. These are things that have kind of come across my desk that make me pause and reflect. Don't have enough time to read them all to you, but I hope you take a look at them, as well as the Torah portion for the week. We're reading through the life of Joseph right now. Let me encourage you, by the way, if you're not a member of KFIR, our global online fellowship, make sure that you sign up for that. Go to our website, holygroundexplorations.com. Scroll down, you'll see KFIR, sign up for it. And why not take a look at everything that KFIR has to offer and invite a friend? It's a great Christmas present. It's something that we believe wholeheartedly in. So with that, wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and again, Happy Hanukkah, since it falls these 8 days of the miracle of Hanukkah begins Christmas Eve as well. Interesting times in which we live. So let me wish you all a Shabbat Shalom, and God bless you all. And again, think about coming to Israel with us. Check it out at our website.